What's up, guys? Give you my take on Week 7 of the NFL. Before I continue, I want to let you guys know ahead of time that I've been a little under the weather, so that's why the video's coming out late again. Been like this for almost 8 days now. My voice is a little hoarse, so if you can't hear me too well, I deeply apologize. All right, this video is being recorded today on Saturday, the night before, or day before. Please go ahead and view our sponsor one more time. Great place, great atmosphere. There's actually an Apex Legends tournament there today. There's great place in general. Like gamers alike, avid DFSers, everybody goes there, and it's a great lounging area. I can't stress that enough. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and smash the like button for me. Subscribe, hit the bell so you can stay up to date on every notification as far as new content coming out. All right. The way I start every video, I normally go ahead and give you the implied totals. So let's kick off doing that. So the Raiders and the Packers are at 46.5. The Rams and the Falcons are at 53.5. The Vikings and the Lions are at 44. The Jags and the Bengals at 44.5. Niners and Redskins at 42.5. Texans and Colts at 48. Cardinals and Giants at 48.5. Dolphins and Bills at 39.5. Chargers and Texans at 38.5. Ravens and Seahawks at 49.5. The Saints and the Bears at 39.5. Now, some of them have adjusted since they opened, but none of them have gone up or down more than 2 points. It's very rare for that to ever happen based off of how people are hedging their bets for the outcome of that game. Pardon me. Moving along to quarterbacks, starting that off. Deshaun Watson, he's been playing out of his mind this year. He's going against the Colts. He's definitely in play, but at $7,000, like there's other people that I see more interest in, but don't count the guy out. Lamar Jackson, 6,800 against Seattle. Middle of the pack defense against the quarterback, and I mean he's also been balling his mind out. I can't deny the man. Okay, but the next guy on the list, excuse me, Kyler Murray, one of the guys I have most interest in this week, going against the Giants and their non-existing defense. I expect this guy to really flourish in this game. Russell Wilson, leading the MVP candidate race, up against Baltimore. I'm not certain exactly how I feel this game is going to pan out. I'll have very little exposure, but I don't feel like this isn't the one that this would be like a game where he's going to be going off per se. Josh Allen, he's in a great spot, but you have to really catch him on a hot day. He's thrown more interceptions than he has touchdowns, and it's really rough. Granted, he's going against Miami, who is just the tanking team of the NFL. So you have to have exposure to him. Just don't overdo it. Aaron Rodgers against Oakland. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers, right? It doesn't matter what receivers we have in play for that team because Aaron Rodgers will get the ball there. Matt Ryan against the Rams. He's thrown over 300 yards every game. Got to have exposure to him. On the flip side, Jared Goff against Atlanta. Seems fine to me. I don't mind having exposure to either of them. Daniel Jones, another guy high on my list. I just like this game. I like targeting this game a decent amount. Against Arizona, who's worse against the quarterback. He's 6,100. I don't see any problem with it. Garoppolo, I'll have very, very small exposure to this guy. Not too much either. Just by reading the game script, I feel like it's going to be more of a run-heavy game. I don't see them being behind or having the need to throw the ball as much. So this might be leading me to the next segment of running backs. At the top of the book, we have Barkley and Cook. Okay, both these guys are in play. I love them both. I can't stress that enough. They are priced up as far as being the highest priced backs on the slate. Rightfully so. Excuse me. Then we have David Johnson at 7,800. He's not a bad play. I don't know if he'll pay off for 7,800 the way he needs to, and he has a questionable tag. Kamara's already labeled out. Aaron Jones at 7,100 seems like a bit too much for me. Leonard Fournette, he's in a baller position. All right, I expect him to run all over the Bengals. All you need is his stat line to remain the same and to have at least a touchdown for him to give you the value that you're looking for. Mark Ingram, I'm gonna have a small amount of exposure to him. I kind of like the script fit for him, being that their defense is pretty good. So I think they're gonna try to keep the ground game going. Pardon me. Chris Carson next on the list, 6,500. I hear a lot of people tuning this guy, and I'm not really a fan in this game script. Gurley has been cleared to play, and I guess you can't ever count him out, but I don't know exactly how much work he'll be able to do. Eckler and Gordon are both on there, pretty evenly priced up there. Mack is on the list for 6,000. Derrick Henry, I like Derrick Henry this week. I'm gonna have some exposure to this gentleman as well. Singletary in an immaculate spot. I have to have exposure to this guy. He's coming back off of like 3 or 4 weeks break from his injury. I just feel like he's going to explode in this game. Same thing with Matt Breida. I feel like the game script's leading it to be a run game, and it should be really good for him. Latavius Murray's priced up at 5,100 already. Excuse me. And I just feel like I can't really fit him in on DK. On Yahoo, he's only like $12, so plug him in almost everywhere. He's like 12 or 14. Josh Jacobs is at a 5,000 flat against Green Bay's non-existent run defense. Plug that guy in. Moving along to wide receivers. Excuse me one more time. We have Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, the 3 guys at the top of the list. Those guys are always in play every week, right? But they just don't happen to be my favorite targets. Like Adams is ruled out, Cooper Kupp's up there, Thielen, Allen, Lockett, AJ Green's out, Diggs, Fuller. Some of my favorite guys that I'm going to have a ton of exposure to will be Larry Fitzgerald, T.Y. Hilton, Robert Woods. And those guys are all in like the same tier of money, 6,100, 5,900, 5,900. I see them all having really good games. It just seems scripted for them to do so. Moving down a little bit, John Brown's in a great spot, but looking at the game script, I feel like it'd just be a Singletary game, provided that he gets the run that he needs. Scantling is questionable, so is Allison. So that guy at Lazard is at 3K flat, bare minimum price. You could plug that guy in everywhere with Rodgers throwing him the ball. He's probably going to be the chalkiest play. And I just can't avoid somebody with like 20, 30 point upside for $3,000. It just leaves room for everything else you want to do in your lineup. I do like Goodwin from San Francisco. I have a little exposure to him, but once again, like I said, I feel like the game's going to be run heavy on the San Francisco side. 2 more guys in the lower spectrum. Taylor Gabriel for Chicago. I feel like he's in a really good spot. And the same goes for A.J. Brown on Tennessee versus the Chargers. I mean, possession receiver? I don't know. I don't know who's the possession receiver in Tennessee, but scripted the side of the field coverage. A.J. Brown seems to be the guy in the great spot. So I'm going to have some exposure to that gentleman as well. Moving along to tight ends really fast. We have Mr. Kittle, top of the list. I'm probably not going to be running much of him at all. Evan Ingram, he's in the smash spot of the slate, but there's only one minor problem. Patrick Peterson's coming back. He'll be playing this game. And I remember when Peterson used to cover Gronk and kind of shut him down pretty well. I don't know if they're going to be doing the same exact thing like here in this game, but in the event that does take place, you need to not overextend your exposure on this gentleman. Hooper's in a decent spot, and so is Andrews. I like both of those guys. Hunter Henry came back and had an insane game, so I'm going to have some exposure to him too. But those are really the only 4 tight ends I'm looking at. you can try to get cute and pay down and maybe throw in an Akins because he's in a good spot as well. Or maybe Reynolds for the Rams is in a decent spot as well. Moving along to defense, I mean, it's really easy here to pay up for the Bills and the Niners. And there's reason to pay down to the Dolphins, right? With Josh Allen throwing so many interceptions, I can see if the Dolphins get a pick 6, then they essentially paid off their price tag, and you just save so much room to be able to pay up elsewhere. All right, man. If I were to give you my core 4 plays of the week, I would probably have to say that Leonard Fournette's due to get in the end zone and have an immaculate game. I would run with T.Y. Hilton and Robert Woods. And the 4th selection, I would probably go Mark Andrews this week. That's just my feeling against Seattle. They're also pretty weak to tight ends. So that'd be my core 4. I hope everybody enjoys this video. If you have any suggestions, anything you disagree on, just go ahead and leave me a comment below. Maybe we'll stir up a little conversation. If you're not already part of the Facebook group, go ahead and join us, Yellow Tape DFS. We give all the more information as closer we get to 1 o'clock p.m. Sunday. Condensed player pool list gets posted in the Facebook page. So hope everybody gets in the green. Hope you enjoyed this video, and you guys have a good one.